3, 2, 1. Welcome to the number one sports betting podcast in the Southern Hemisphere.
Nate, bro, on the keto diet, baby.
Ozempic.
Holy shit. Straight to Hollywood, man.
Now, as you can see, we don't have our usual suspects here. Brother Nate's got a family thing on, so unfortunately he won't be joining us. Hopefully I'll do the pod and Nate justice. But first off, how are we feeling, boys?
Good, man. A decent weekend. Broncos win, so can't complain.
Hey, man.
Yeah, back in the winning circles now. Obviously, we'll talk about a little bit more about the locks and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been a good week of sport.
Sweet, boys.
Yeah, we can't go any worse than our first ones, eh? So, bro, just make yourself at home, bro.
Yeah. As always, what are we grateful this week, boys? Chazza, start us off, brother.
Yep, I'm grateful for my boy Tom McCartney. Obviously, I played with Tom for a long time, and then he's now a real estate agent, and he managed to sell my house for a sum more than I thought. So yeah, pretty stoked with the result, and yeah, just grateful for him for doing his job, and yeah, awesome outcome.
Should I tell me?
What's his name? Tom McCartney.
Yeah, Tom
What is he,
McCartney.
hooker?
I think
Yeah,
Jesse
he was a
McCartney.
hooker.
Yeah,
he was a hooker.
yeah.
Yeah, played a lot of games with him, and yeah, he's a real estate agent. So if you're looking to sell your house out south, east, wherever, yeah, he's your man.
So does that mean like you got 17 or back to 18 now? Or?
Nah, I'm going down now.
Going down,
I'm going
down, so yeah.
It's just a little pivot before we come back stronger.
Mean, man. My grateful is, I've said these guys before, Oki, Korean restaurant in Ponsonby, owned by a friend. Bit sad, Auckland, the hospitality scene's doing a bit rough at the moment, and these guys have been forced to close. And yeah, they've hosted a lot of good nights for myself and my family there. They also did our photo shoot where we were, so yeah, they're closing down there. If you're looking for someone to dine, 28th of June was their last day of trading, so yeah, go and support.
Yeah. Are they on Ponsonby Road?
Yeah, Ponsonby Road down across from, what's the little easy called now?
Brick and Lantern?
You would know.
Hey.
Bro, I drove out there on Saturday, man. It was the biggest line I've seen outside a bar
Since what?
Since
that night?
since my
Ponsonby
teenage
Low
years, bro. Since my thick ID years.
Oh, is this you, the back of the lines? Oh,
No, just
longer than
sober
usual.
driving, bro.
Not
Sober
so, boss.
driving, yeah. And that sort of like leads me to my what I'm grateful for this week. Grateful for our listeners of the pod, and I met a couple guys out on Saturday night, and they're 2 loyal listeners. So shout out to Corbin and Connor. Awesome to hear feedback, so please keep it coming, and hopefully it's whether it's positive, negative, it's just always good to hear people listen to the pod and like our takes,
hard.
or some of them. What are you wearing this week, boys?
Yeah, I'm rocking my high school first 15 jersey.
What high school is that?
Papatoe High School. So a little story. I grew up playing league, a lot of league, and year 12, I decided to play for the first 15. They told me they were going to go to South Africa, and that was enough to get a Samoan boy to switch alliances and play rugby. So this is kind of where it started for me for the journey into rugby, and then I kind of just stuck with rugby after school. So yeah.
Oh, sort of. Our producer Tony is also for Pep High alumni.
Yeah.
So a little story about Tony. He was the first Cambodian to attend Papatoe High, and he was also the handball champ at Papatoe High, and he also had a fight with a couple of Tongans as well. So if there are any Tongans at Papatoe, Tony is currently in the CBD area, if anyone's looking for him. He's a Boston Celtics supporter. Nah, I love Tony. But yeah, so how about you, brother?
This is a Roosters jersey from 2005. I initially bought it thinking it was the 2002 one. When they beat the Warriors, so there's a bit of a backstory there. But yeah, 2005, they didn't go too well that year. It was the year after they played the Bulldogs in the grand final, and Brad Fittler had just retired. But they still had a pretty star-studded squad. Like a few names: Craig Wing, Anthony Minicello, Ricketson, Morley, Amos Roberts. But yeah. Roosters,
is it true that you were mistaken for Craig Wynn when you were in Dubai?
Oh, my stool. Craig Wing, that needs Ozempic. But yeah, shout out to Roosters, Bondi boys, baby.
Yeah. Sweet. This week I'm wearing the Kiwis, so it's I think it was like the All Golds tour back in 2007, and this was the hooker Thomas Leluai's jersey. So shout out to the Leluai family for supplying all the league jerseys that we're wearing, and yeah, can I have some more, please, Gaff?
Lucky you guys are the same height, eh?
Bro, about the same height, yeah. Let's recap some bets. Chazza, how'd you go last week, bro?
The Maltese.
Yeah.
I think that's why Nate's not here, eh?
What do you reckon?
Losers get booted.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. He's the only one that missed. Maltese, I only got 1 out of my 3. I had the Reds to score 2.5 tries against the Crusaders. Man, they just got pumped, a set piece, and they just couldn't get in the game. They scored 2 tries right at the end, and I thought they could sneak in one more, but they just ran out of time. Chiefs against the Blues, I had them to score 4.5 tries. It was a low-scoring game. It was, probably surprised a few people with the result and the points, but yeah, we'll talk about that later. And then I had the Brumbies to cover 4.5 against the Hurricanes. 4.5 paying 2.05, and I got that one, but the other 2 no good.
Shuttles.
Mate, I went 0-3.
Hey.
Oh, really?
Like, technically it's a 5-legger, but because they either try and either team to 1, like there's 2 in 1 game, so it's really a 3-legger. So out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legs, it was just Iro to score. But yeah, O'Malley, I just played the odds on O'Malley, and it should have been wider after that performance.
Yeah. Like, can you just give a quick recap on how that fight went?
I don't know, man. I think just Marab's he's a walking pharmacy. Yeah, he's on all the
You
juice.
reckon?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, okay.
But technically, O'Malley just outdone, man. He just had nothing for it, and just showed that he was gifted. Like the stage where he was, he shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. For my multi this week, last week, I went 2 out of 5. Brazil drew 0-0 against Ecuador. Didn't win. It was a snooze fest of a game. Benedict Mathurin, he didn't hit over 0.5 threes. And the Canes just lost to Brumbies. Bit unlucky there. But what did hit was Brisbane and Gold Coast combined overs, 51.5 points that hit. And the Blues covering the 8.5 with a win over the Chiefs. And I was the only one to say that they're going to win.
That's because you bet with your heart, man.
How do you go with our locks, boys?
Yeah, my lock was Dolphins to cover 5.5, and they got Sully St. George 56-6. So wasn't very stressful for me on Saturday night, but it's just old habits, man. It's just once they get going, it's just they just keep coming. So
you've been doing really well with your bets. So I think just you applying it, like taking.
Hey, he gets it from somewhere.
No, it's all Chazza, mate. It's all Chazza. So Chazza, the way that you're putting in that time with the NRL, mate.
Just a little bit of homework here and there, and really researching and analysing these teams, bro. It's just
when you think in your head, do you think in English or French?
No, in English.
Oh.
That's why I started with the French way, and now I'm the English way. So that's why you see all these green ticks on my stories and stuff.
I had the UFC, the pay-per-view event. Mario Bautista, $2.50. Yeah, this was exactly as we drew it. It was pretty straightforward bet. Didn't deserve to be the underdog, and yeah.
What a call, man. It played out just like how you said it would.
Yeah.
It was reminded me of your Sabatini bet.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's
me of
right.
that.
I wish I went more into it, but I'll start to do that more often in the future.
Nice, mate. For my lock, I had Brisbane Broncos over, 2.5 tries in the first half. And, they hit that quite easily. Scored 5 tries in the first half. So good boys. Good work, boys. All of us hitting locks. The only one that didn't is the guy that didn't turn up to work today.
I think he was, shy. Yeah, he was scared.
Yeah.
What was his bet?
He had Shawnee Katoa to anytime try scorer.
He got a bit injured
close,
there. Yeah, he did come close a little, a couple of times, but
close.
I think
not enough. Let's review some sports. Starting with some big news out of Origin. Thoughts on what's happening with Queensland and Billy Slater's big calls?
I am not a fan of it. Like, I think Dearden and K-Pro deserve to be there, but it's just how it came about, why they're in. I don't think DCE should have been dropped. I mean, the big problem that Queensland had was their forwards getting dominated. So now you're bringing in a young half who doesn't even play halfback. Oh, well, he just started playing halfback for his club at club level. And there's a lot of experience that is going to be needed. If they get dominated again, I don't know what that does to Dearden's confidence. I thought DCA should have stayed and made more yeah, it's just, I don't know. Some of the changes made are just everyone's questioning it.
Yeah, but with DCE, like he set a record last week or in the first game for being the oldest to ever play Origin. I think he beat Petro's record, right? So like, even if he were to play game 2, like, you know, he's gonna have to be replaced sooner or later.
Yeah,
He can't play forever. So like maybe part of it is they obviously want to win game 2, but if they don't, at least it's time to blood someone else other than DCE, you know, moving into sort of next year and the following years.
yeah, but like, yeah, I just don't think that was like if you're saying that, then it's kind of like they're surrendering already. They've accepted a loss. But just on Slater's picks, like I understand. The one thing I do respect about Slater is he hasn't folded to the public's opinion or what he should. Because imagine that you listen to the public, you get smashed, and then you know who do you got to blame?
Yeah.
At least you die in what you believe in. So that's another thing to look at. But
I think you're right there. Like it starts with the forwards, and like the forwards didn't aim up. Like I mean, he's one of the guys I was surprised to get named again was Fuchueka as starting prop. Like that guy, you know, he needs to really, even if he doesn't have an impact like some of the bigger name forwards, like he needs to just try. And I think he just wasn't doing enough work in game 1.
Yeah.
And yeah, like obviously Nanai and Carrigan, 2 big players being dropped to the interchange. Thoughts on that?
Like they said, it's for. I didn't get to listen to his interviews this week, but he's saying it's to counter the New South Wales interchange coming off.
Yeah,
because they were getting a bit bashed when like Spencer and that were coming in, so maybe they need some fresher legs to counter that. Yeah, more experience.
So Dearden gets the number 7 jumper with DC dropped and probably not likely to play Origin ever again. Killer Cam Munster is the captain. Do you think he's the right call?
Yeah. He's got the most experience. He's played with like Cooper Cronk, Thurston, Cameron Smith, all those guys. So he's been there.
Yep.
And yeah, you would want your half because there was talks of Tino being it, but you'd want like an 80-minute player, eh? Because Tino's obviously not going to play 80 at Origin level. So yeah, I think Cam, he deserves it, man. He's won grand finals and yeah.
Sad to see that Bo Firma, he got dropped. He didn't really do anything wrong. You know, he only got like 17 minutes off the bench, and you know he doesn't even get to, you know, I guess make up for it.
Yeah, he's got good size and he covers centre and out wide. That's a weird one, another weird one amongst the others. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, 32-year-old Kurt Mann makes his Origin debut off the interchange. Thoughts on him getting that spot over someone like Ezra Mam?
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I thought he should have been there not from the start, but like, yeah, he covers again. It's real important to cover that centre option, outside back option, and he's got this experience. He's served well for Queensland, and yeah, Billy Slater likes those kind of players. You know, they just keep their head down, do the work.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little bit too loyal to those players.
Yeah. It just touching on Ezra. You know, Billy Slater's been copying a lot of flack for including him in the Maroon setup. I mean, what are your thoughts on sort of guys that sort of pay their penance, like they serve their suspension that the NRL gives them, they pay fines and all that, they get roasted in the media, and yet it's like they had to go on trial again for the public to accept them. Especially if they're...
This is like Auckland Twitter back in the day, bro.
Yeah.
They want you to, like, I don't know. Like, if he's good and he's been playing, like, awesome.
Oh, he's one of the former players of the comp.
Yeah, and he's, like, what do you want him to do? Get shot? No, he's doing well, man. I like what Slater's come out and said and defended him on that pick. Yeah.
Jezza, what are your thoughts on someone like DCE, right? Like someone that's well respected. He's been there, done it. He's won championships. He's won Origins, and then getting sort of like that could be his final game, right? Game 1. Like, do you feel like that's something that happens? I guess you see that in rugby, or is that more like a league thing where they a bit more ruthless of sort of those types of cuts?
No, I've seen some tough cuts as well in my time.
Yeah. Will be like a comparison for that situation, like Andrew Murdens.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think back. Probably not so like compared to like game wise, but someone that was really respected was Owen Franks. You know, Owen Franks, and they cut him to 19. And like, if you spoke to Owie and had obviously the media went down to Christchurch, did their job, trying to interview and blah blah blah, bro, he had an awesome response, bro. He just said, "Man, it's a privilege to play for that jersey. It's never guaranteed.
Yeah,
you can't say that. Oh, I would like to finish playing for this jersey at this time. Obviously, that does happen, but none of that stuff is guaranteed. Like, whatever happens. You never know what's your last game, whether it's through injuries or blah, blah, blah. But whenever you're given an opportunity, you just got to treat it like that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure DCE is the same, bro. Like, he's been there. He's been around long enough. Like, I don't think he's the person who's going to throw his toys and make a fuss out of it. He's just... Yeah. If anything, bro, just show up this week for Manly, have a good game, and maybe put themselves back in the picture if something happens. So.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, I always remember Owen Franks. I always felt safe when that guy was playing. Like, he was just, you knew he was going to do his job and just go hard.
Yeah.
And I heard he was one of the hardest guys to move off a ruck. Like, he was just real strong in those areas.
Yeah, I thought, bro, there was heaps of strong dudes, but like, if anything from Maui, bro, he was the ultimate professional, bro.
Yeah.
Like, us Island boys, we're big boys. Those fellas, they gotta, and especially the Franks boys, they gotta eat. Bro, we'll be in the meeting and be just having chicken, potatoes, just because it's his time he has to eat.
Yeah.
And he goes, bro, I can't. If I don't eat, I lose weight. I mean, if I lose weight, I can't be effective on the field.
Yeah.
Makes sense, bro. But it's just, bro, to a T, man. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. If that's his time to go to sleep, boom. He's sleeping. I'll be coming playing cards with the boys at 11. Come in and be like, oh shit, straight to bed. Like, he's just ultimate professional.
Oh, was he your roommate?
Nah, in rugby it always just changes, bro. It's never the same. Yeah.
We always know us Island boys can eat, so I won't ask you who was the biggest eater of the Island boys. Was there any like undercover guy that looks small or was a big eater in the All Blacks camp?
Bro, there's heaps of Island boys that could eat. But like, bro, he's shredded, eh?
Yeah.
Bro, Jerome Kainu, bro, he'll be... Bro, there's a group of them. Every Mondays they'll go to KFC. I couldn't go, bro, because I'd like, I'd put on the weight, and you'll always have Monday weigh-ins, Thursday weigh-ins.
Yeah.
So after weigh-ins on Monday, and they'll get back to the hotel after training, bro, straight to the KFC. Him, I think it was like Luke Romano.
The lock from Canterbury.
Joe Moody.
Yeah.
Like he was the lock from Canterbury. There was a crew of them, and every now and then Victor Vito and those boys, bro, and they'll be shredded as. And I'm like, bro, I'll look at KFC and I'll be extra couple kilos, eh? So,
do you guys worry when you had to do like skin folds and all those type of stuff? Is that like more daunting than like say like a beep test or something like that or some fitness test?
Nah. The fitness stuff is way more daunting.
Bro,
I used to do the skin folds every 2 weeks or 1 week. But I'll just catch up with nutrition and she'll be like, oh, keep going, keep trying to get it down. And I'll be like, yeah, all right. So I'll try all your new things that you told me, the same thing like last week. But it was just all the same. They just try to keep me from not blowing out. So, yeah.
Just over the Blues, they only had a few changes for Origin, just finishing and wrapping it up. Pretty much unchanged except for Mitch Barnett, his injury forcing Max King going from the interchange to the starting lineup. And then Otika Manu, he comes onto the interchange.
Yeah, pretty straightforward, eh?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people wanted Keon.
I wanted that guy there.
He'd be probably a better interchange prop pay. The way he plays, the way he...
Yeah, he's so versatile. I don't think he likes playing in the middle, eh?
Really? I feel like he plays like his best footy at lock when he's lock.
Yeah. Because
he's more involved in he can play edge in 80 minutes, but... Yeah. And I thought him showing his versatility, and like he started a prop on the weekend, and I thought that was like sort of, hey, I'm here to play. I want to play Origin. Give me that jersey.
Yeah. I think they've pretty much said there will be no Terrell May, just by picking what's old mate's name? Lindsay Smith from Penrith on the bench. Oh, like in the reserves.
Like the extended spot, yeah.
So that was a bit of slap on the face. Yeah.
Over to rugby. So huge news coming out of Moana Pacifica signing Nani Laumape. I think that's huge, eh?
Yeah, man. It's awesome news, especially for Moana. You can probably understand why they got rid of 15 guys just to, pay for Nani to come through. Obviously they've lost about 15 guys, but man, it's an awesome signing for Moana. And for New Zealand, for the Super Rugby competition, try and get all these players back still in their prime and getting them back and playing in our competition. So,
and he's going straight to provincial team would be Manawatu?
Yeah, that's where he used to play for, right?
That's his hometown. Yeah.
Wait, he came from Kobe in Japan?
Yeah, Japan.
Did they win it? They've got a few Kiwi boys.
No, it was Richie Moanga's team.
That's right. Yeah. Nah, what, back-to-back too?
Yeah, back to back.
What team does Lima play for?
He's second div.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
he's just left Japan.
Yeah.
I saw someone
He's
make a
finished up
comment.
now.
They go Lima next.
I told him, you want to come on the podcast? We need a host. And he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What, so you guys can mock me too?
Come on, Lima. There's a spot waiting for you, mate. Staying on Super Rugby. Anyone be catching up with Ricky Ioane? He's been going off on the socials.
Yeah, all right, my bro. It's good to have, like, you know, like rugby is rugby, but there's more to. It's just good to see a personality outside of rugby, and I think Rico's probably embracing that. Like, obviously they need a win for him to keep talking and all that. And man, for the Blues to come get in the top 6, win against the Chiefs down there, like at the moment he's got the last laugh, and now they're in the semis. Like, bro, there's no one's guaranteed now.
Yeah, it's just do or die football.
Yeah, do or die football, bro. So,
and I think it even reached the Crusaders. Like, I thought I saw Scott Barrett, The Lock, and Cody Taylor, and they loved it. They said, hey, look what it's doing for the game, how much extra attention it's bringing.
man.
Yeah.
And they said, that's Rico, because they know him from the All Black setup, right? So they're like, he's not trying to be
this
someone
guy,
else. Like, that's just him. You know, he loves to get a bit of niggle. What was the guy here from Ireland that he was a Sexton or something?
Yeah,
That guy
Sexton,
that he was owning it with the mocks in there online.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but it's good because I think we grew up with like rugby players. You know, you have to sort of pigeonhole them. Like, they can only say, "Oh yeah, rugby is a win of the day," and just, you know, the old sort of cliches. So having someone that's, I guess, more like an American athlete that's ready to, you know, stir the pot, hurl out some, you know.
And he'd be one of the few rugby players that recognises he's got a personal brand. Eh?
Yeah.
So I think that's I like that with the younger generation coming through, or
it's always
maxing out.
Yeah. It's always tricky, bro. Like, when you're trying to come through and when you're trying to climb the ladder, and obviously Rico's probably at the top of the ladder, and there's not going to be many people trying to, like, from like NZR or the Blues, that are going to tell him to be a certain way. But I guess as young players kind of trying to come through, it's those people would have a say and try to direct you to do it like this because you're an image of the Blues.
Yeah.
Rico's probably a bit higher now. He's earned it. Obviously, he's earned it. But it's good to see.
Yeah. And he's backing up with his play because, like, a couple of weeks ago against the Waratahs, you know, he had a hat trick and he was sort of more offensively minded. But most of the season, including especially last week against the Chiefs, he's been more of like a decoy on offense, and then his defense has been really, really strong.
Yeah.
Like, he's leading the way, and just like no one's really getting past him, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's recap. Any other big stories, boys?
I think it'll just be Lockie Galvin just debuting and scoring on debut on Monday against Eels. But nothing too big.
Okay.
Well, that weird, like our listeners probably don't listen to. Like, I think the Carlos Alcaraz, the tennis comeback, was pretty huge news in the French Open final.
Yeah.
Went on for like 5.5 hours. I think that's the longest match.
And then the guy that lost, like, he had like match point like so many times.
Yeah, Sinner. He's a
Sinner, yeah.
Sinner Bompapi.
Bring him back. Wasn't he like also like was it doping or something, or he got caught with drug testing?
No idea. No, probably.
Yeah. Just going over some NRL games to recap. Starting with the Knights comeback win, 26-22 over the Sea Eagles. Ponga with that winning try.
Well, I don't think anyone saw that. We all tipped. We picked
Sea Eagles.
Manly, yeah. And the Knights' story for the whole year has been like they just don't have any points in them. And I don't know where that came from. So
yeah, I love the reaction though, because I reckon Knights have got some of the best and most loyal fans.
Yeah,
you know? Like, they fill out their stadiums regardless of how well the Knights do, and like just seeing how important their win was and just the celebrations with the players and fans, like, it was really cool.
Yeah, Newcastle's a proud rugby league town.
Yeah.
Thanks, QLD. Storm 38 over the Cowboys, who's 38-14.
I think you were the first one to come out and say Storm pumped them, and after looking back, I kind of confirmed today, like, it was pretty straightforward. Storm coming off. Did they lose? Who did they lose to last week?
Sure.
Let me check. Yeah, because they didn't lose, but they had a poor game against the Titans.
Yeah,
that's
why I wasn't convincing at all. Yeah.
So I think Bellamy wasn't happy with that win, and I think they had to come and prove themselves again.
Yeah. They're one of the best teams. They offer bad loss or like a bye or something like that. You know, they're always going to be prepared, and you know they won't have two bad performances in a row.
Yeah.
Chaz's Dolphins. Pumped Zeke's Dragons.
My jacket.
Oh, you were wearing that jersey earlier this season, man. You said it was your second team. The jacket.
No. They
the
used to be
jacket.
last year. Yeah, I thought Dolphins were the clear favourites, but just didn't see it happening like that. I don't know how long Shane Flanagan's going to go with playing his son at half or 5'8". He's just got no creativity.
Yeah.
It looks bad on the young guy. What's his name? Luckin King Tonga, because he's a good player and he's kind of been held back.
Where's Elias? Is he there?
Who?
Elias? No.
Who's that?
The guy at the half used to be with the Souths.
Lockie Ilias.
Ilias, sorry. Yeah.
He got dropped. He plays.
Really?
He plays cup. Yeah.
Sure.
So,
Okay.
Bit sad.
Because I think with the Dolphins, like that was their first win as favourites this whole
Was it?
season. Yeah. So usually they've only been favourites a few times, but usually they only win as dogs.
That makes me feel better because they're probably the hardest team for me to get a read on. Yeah, but man, also is he Katoa? Some of his plays, man. Like I gave him flack towards the end of last year. He just wasn't closing games out, and he's kind of just taking it to another level.
How old is he? Still early 20s, right?
He'll be 2021.
Yeah.
Andrew Johns' favourite player.
Actually?
Yeah. Right. That says something.
Love it. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, if you want to get a read on the Dolphins, just ask Chazza, mate. He'll clear you in. Warriors 40-10.
Wow, you finally got a convincing win. You little Muppets.
Hey man, they popping the Sharks at Shark Park.
I would say this is
The
my
best win of the season, man.
team of the week.
Yeah.
Just considering their opponents and but they were closed as what $3 underdogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think was Sharks, man. I was like they top four. Well, they were just outside the top four now.
Yeah.
But they just can't. Like they beat up on the teams down the bottom. They just can't beat a top 8 team.
Yeah.
Which they were kind of similar. Whereas I reckon like they haven't really beat top 4 teams.
But I think the way that the Warriors do it as well is like it just shows how well coached they are by Webster. It's like they had so many injuries and like last minute outs, like Egan and then, shuffling second rows going to prop and stuff. And yet they have their best performance of the season with like a shuffled lineup.
Yeah, it says a lot about their system and, just believing in that. Yeah, well, we beat up on the Warriors a lot and me and that do anyway. But yeah, good on them.
Yeah. Nice.
Happy for the poor people.
So has that changed your stance on Leka Halasima?
Why? People are saying, oh, he outdone your boy. Bro, he scored off a kick. He didn't outdo Nakora. Oh, you want to outdo Nakora? Okay, give him the Kiwi jersey. We'll see you later.
Broncos carve up the Titans 44-14.
My poor Titans, bro. Yeah, straightforward. I think Titans had a couple last minute shuffles, but I don't think it was ever going to happen.
Yeah,
I think overplayed that big number, and the NRL script won't let the Broncos lose at home.
It's good. They look a lot better with Walsh back.
Yeah, especially the Walsh and Mam combo. It's exciting, man. It just gives me flashbacks to the grand final.
Hey, we said it earlier, but since Mam's come back from suspension, he's
more
been one of the best
direction.
players in the NRL, man. He's been awesome.
Yeah.
One of the games I really enjoyed watching was the Raiders being too good for the Rabbitohs. They had an early scare with the Rabbitohs getting up early, I think 12-0.
Yeah.
But awesome to see Papali'i get that meat pie and a conversion on his milestone game.
Yeah, everyone calls the Bulldogs the best second half team, but these guys are matching them pace for pace at that, in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12-0, come back to win 36. That's crazy. And they lost to Mali as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love these white boys.
Bro, the Ethan Strange was a handful. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Bro, one thing I wanted to ask. You live bet Josh Papali'i scoring a try. So, like, you did it a few minutes before he did. Like, was it just a milestone angle? But if that was the case, why didn't you do it, like, pre-game? You didn't like the number? What was your logic and reason behind that?
But Mix, I was watching the UFC before the game started. Really focus on the footy.
Yeah.
But yeah, more like milestone, like narrative kind of, and just seeing how big the number is live. And I knew he was going to come on late.
Yeah.
He'll finish the game off because he did come off the bench, right?
Yeah.
I think he did. So
I think he's been coming all season.
Ricky would put him back on late, and I did 25 on him, 25 on Tapane. They just Owen Paddy, he loves that scoop out and just play the short instead of going backdoor like usual.
Yeah.
But
so you put 25 on it. How much you get back?
$4.25. So 400 profit.
Oracle, man. That's crazy. Panthers scraped by the Tigers 18-14. Probably the worst game of the round.
I thought the Panthers would smack them, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tigers they just keep doing this. They try and fight back in the last 20 or so minutes, and it's always too late. But yeah, I think the Panthers should have beat them by more convincing.
Last game of the round, Doggies, they weren't phased at all in their 30-12 win over the Eels.
Yeah, this was kind of how I saw. I think I said like it would be like roughly like a 26-14 or something type game. But Doggies did it more convincing than I thought. Good crowd, eh? These the Bulldog supporters, man.
We talked about the Knight supporters. I think Bulldog supporters are the best, or at least top 3, man.
I think there's a difference. Knights are probably like more loyal.
Yeah.
Doggies are just when they're winning, it's scary, eh? Like, they're burning buildings and stuff, bro. Like this is, I don't know what's going on. It looks like LA, but yeah, I feel Eels should have done better than what they did, what they produced.
Yeah. Do you still feel like the Doggies are a legit championship contender?
Yeah, you have to, but they do have some cracks that are starting to show, like in the game. Well, obviously, they had Origin players missing, but the Dolphins game and that Broncos one is concerning. Even though, I know they won against the Raiders, they came back, but yeah, you can't put a band-aid over that first half and just I think they're the real deal, but there are some concerns.
Over to Super Rugby quarterfinals. First game was Crusaders. Too much for the Reds.
Yeah, bro. Man, they just took them at CP Smooth, and Reds, obviously, you start every single, obviously, if it's scrum or line out from set piece, and they just couldn't get it going, and they just struggled. Obviously, and then the Crusaders got on a march, and then, when the ref's just constantly giving penalties to one side, it's easy just to give all the 50-50s to that side as well, and I think that just kind of happened. Blackadder got Simbin in the last 10 minutes, and then they, like I said before, I was just worried about my multi, but they missed out. So, mate, Paul from Queensland. Obviously, it's a young team, so they'll be building for next year.
And the game of the round, Blues with a huge win in Waikato against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't think anyone that put money on it went for the Blues. Obviously, except for you, Chimes. But I think the Chiefs. I don't know what there was up with the Chiefs. They've been playing some awesome attacking rugby, and then they try to rumble up the Blues, and that's the one area where the Blues are really, really good. And I think obviously there's a few drop balls and opportunities that would have led to tries from the Chiefs boys, but they missed it. And then I think the Blues just, realise they're not out of the game, and they come back and storm back in the game, and got there in the end. So it's interesting now, semi-finals, man. Obviously the Crusaders are probably the team that's still playing some good rugby. Brumbies are still opportunities there for teams to take advantage of.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Blues, there's just so much firepower. You don't know who's going to win, man. It's up there for anyone.
Yeah.
So.
Do you rate their chances against the Crusaders in the semi?
Yeah, I remember saying that they've never won down there, but I'll probably be back in the Blues this week.
Yeah?
Yeah. Crusaders aren't the same Crusaders as always, but...
When's the last time we won down there? Was it 30 years ago or something?
Oh, man, I think it was maybe... I don't know, probably the last time I played, and maybe...
The day after Charlie left.
Yeah, bro, I don't know. And they haven't lost... Last week, when they won against the Reds, that was their 30th match in the playoffs, unbeaten at home. So I was like, man.
Yeah, you know what I can see? The script. I can see the script being Rico leading us to a win down there. And remember how Spencer, when he led us that win, bro? I love that game, man.
Get the arm.
Yeah.
NZRU never let Rico win that. He took the money and left.
He's helping the NZRU out, man.
Is he?
Paying Leinster paying half his paycheck.
Oh, true. Yeah.
And finally, the Canes, unlucky, just falling short against the Brumbies in Canberra.
Yeah, bro. I think Brumbies had controlled most of the game, and they were always a try ahead most of the game. They pushed out 2 tries. Obviously, the Hurricanes come back at the end, but yeah, was just a classy outfit from the Brumbies, man. They took him up the middle, out wide, and yeah, it was hard to the Hurricanes. I mean, when it comes to a playoff, having home advantage has been as big. Obviously not for the Chiefs this week, but that's just up the road for the Blues. So,
what are your thoughts on the Chiefs getting another life? I mean, that happens in NRL as well. But not only do they get another life, they get a home semi, and then they could get a home final if they beat Brumbies in their semi.
Oh, and if the Blues win?
No, the Chiefs, sorry. So the Chiefs get a home semi against the Brumbies, and then if they win, they get a home final against the Crusaders or the Blues.
No. They don't go.
Even the Blues?
So,
I thought...
if the Blues win, they get the home final.
Oh, yeah.
So if the rule is the highest ranking team that loses gets another chance.
Okay.
So normally if the Brumbies won and the Hurricanes lost, Hurricanes would go into the semi-final because they were the highest ranked losing team.
Yeah.
Obviously, if all the top three won, then the Hurricanes would have went through.
Yeah.
But because the Chiefs lost, and obviously they're a one, they're the highest ranked, and then obviously they're the highest ranked, but you lose a placing, so now they're the second.
Okay.
The two goes up.
I'm okay with them getting like their life, right? Because they were the best team during the season. But I don't think they should be hosting a semi-final.
No, that's like NRL.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it the same way? Oh, okay. Because I thought like Brumbies deserved to host
That's like
them.
kind of what you get for finishing first. It's like otherwise you don't really get
So
it.
the quarterfinal like loss has no like the first seed's always going to get that home quarter and home semi.
Chiefs would always had a second chance no matter what happened. Obviously other teams in France we do it 1 and 2 have a rest and 3, 4, 5, 6 play off.
Okay.
And the winners meet the winners.
Yeah.
Meet the 1 and 2. And that's probably that's good as well, but maybe it's just money and extra stadium full. Like if you have an extra game that's 3 games going, that's money for all 3 home teams. So maybe that's a reason why, but I don't know.
Let's go back to NRL and pick our best teams, worst teams of the week. Chazza, who was your best team?
Best team? This is probably, I don't know, a little bit out there, but I went with the Knights. I think just the fight back, the way they come back, and the Knights, they have been playing well all season. They're down about maybe almost 16 points, and then obviously there's a player that really sparked it for them, and it was Fletcher Sharp, and he had an awesome game, man. He was sometimes he was the only one chasing the guys down, chasing their kicks.
It's been like that all year for them.
Man, he managed to spark something in the boys that they made them believe, and then all of a sudden they just come back, and it was awesome the way they finished at the end with the try and the extra time, and then so I've gone with the Knights, man.
Yeah, nice one. I thought when Ponga kicked that, I thought it was one of the worst kicks I've ever seen him make, and then it ends up being a tap back and scoring a try. Zeke?
I'll go Warriors. Just
Sorry,
like
what was that again?
Okay, last chance. Just the quality of the opponent who they played against. They were big underdogs. I don't know what else the Sharks needed. What more they needed to win this. They had pretty much rolled out for them. But Warriors just they're good to me. Yeah, that week anyway.
Nice. Yeah, they're best team for me.
Nico Hines is a terrorist.
Yeah, bro, that guy. Yeah, he was. Do you reckon he was affected by all the stuff that he was copying online when he had his bet? Because he's such a hot and cold player, right? He seems all over the place.
Yeah, I've always tried to defend players and coaches, but that was so bad, man. Just how his game management is off. Yeah, he should be a 5'8".
Warriors for me as well. Convincing win, their best win of the season so far at Shark Park. And I think the Warriors, most of their games over the last 5-6 weeks have been in Australia. They've only had the Raiders game at home. So it'd be good to get them home. But they've got a bye this week.
Yeah.
So, over the worst team, Chazza?
I'll go with the Sharks. A home game, top 14, and to get pumped like that, 40 points from Warriors, it's just,
Yeah, Sharks for the same reasons.
Yeah. I went with the Dragons because they got pumped by more. They got pumped by 50 and didn't score a point until the 64th minute. So Dolphins, putting it over them. Dolphins have been flying and good on them, but I just don't think any team should be getting that much dropped on them and not being named the worst team. that's me this week. Best player, Chazza?
Best player on a winning team?
Yep.
I'll go on Fletcher Sharp.
Yeah.
Is this the new Tedesco?
Yeah, he's happy, bro.
Because the Roosters had a bye. Right?
Yeah, so yeah, bro. Just for the same things I explained before, bro. It was just awesome. Yeah, with those scoring a try, setting it up, or just the hard get stuff, like the character stuff, and yeah.
Yeah. I've got Izzy Katoa. Yeah, he's a player that just plays beyond his maturity, like his years, He's so good, man. I like the way he squares up, and you can just watch the defense just freeze, and then he just freaking, blindsides all the D-lines, so.
Nice one.
Katoa.
I was close to doing with Ethan Strange. He had a couple tries, and he only ran 7 times, and he had like 13 tackle breaks. But I went with the best halfback, Jerome Hughes.
Are you still stealing my idea from? This is what I was.
I love Jerome Hughes, mate, and I thought he was the best player on the field in the Storm win. 2 tries, 3 line breaks, a couple try assists. Yeah, so I'll just go with Jerome Hughes, my boy. Hardest working player on losing team.
Best in Best in a losing team.
I've gone with Trimble from the Sharks.
Trindle.
Oh, yeah, fullback.
No.
Halfback.
Yeah. I think he was unlucky. Yeah. He set up like maybe 3 tries, 2 from the 17, and he dropped the ball cold. 1 to Aro, and he dropped it. And then, he chased back Chanel on the 78th minute or something, something like that. And he chased him back all the way, bro. Like,
those are the kind of plays that get you into rep teams and stuff.
Yeah, and he said, those guys just needed to catch the ball, and and then it keeps the game interesting. And I just thought he did enough to give his side opportunities, but they, just stuff like catching the ball on the line. That 17 had to go with someone because he dropped it, and he said it was a shoulder barge from.
That's right. Yeah.
Chance.
Yeah,
and I was like, bro, that's a fullback, and you're And I just thought, oh man, he did enough for me to have him as my guy. So
yeah,
I'll go Cherry Evans. Best of that. They look like they were going to win until they did it. So I was real shocked he didn't. That's why I'm extra shocked he didn't get picked for Queensland.
Yeah.
What about you?
I've gone with 2 this week, and they're tied, and they're not just because they're Tongan. But I've gone with Chaz's guy, Hamole. 200 metres, try, line break, 40 tackles, no misses.
Do you watch the game or do you just go back
and
and
then,
do the
wait. And then Keon Kolomatangi, Sade prop, 200 metres, meat pie, 48 tackles, no misses.
You
should have a blue jersey, mate.
The thing is, you've named these Tongans and losing teams. They got done by Samoans and winning teams.
What Samoans?
Josh Champagne, Papali'i, baby.
Fletcher Sharp.
Shut up.
What's up now? We do
a quickfire games, eh?
Quickfire, for this week.
First game, the semi is Blues at Crusaders.
Yeah, I'm going the Blues, bro. Blues 1-7.
Any big outs for either side?
Nah.
I think just a fullback, Evans, for the Blues. He's out, but he's replaced
heard
by
of him in my
Zion
life.
Sullivan. Yeah, so no big outs, but he started last week. So
yeah, I'm going Blues, bro.
Yep.
Going for my Usos down in chit. Can't name 5 players, but I'll go with it.
I'm going with my Blues. Let's go Rico. Let's go Blues. And then other semi is Brumbies at Chiefs.
Nah, I'm going Chiefs, bro. They can't go back-to-back losses, bro.
I'll go Chiefs, but that's a hard trip to do, eh?
Yeah.
For the Brumbies to come to Chiefs.
You got to drive from Canberra to Sydney, fly to Auckland, I'll drive down to...
Yeah, and the Chiefs are going to be locked in after losing to the Blues. So I've got Chiefs as well, but I've got Brumbies covering.
What is that line they're covering?
Plus 10.5. Right. Tomorrow's game, or Thursday night's game, Sharks versus Dragons at Shark Park.
Sharks, local derby, so Dragons should be up for it. But I think there's just too much class in the Sharks team to go back-to-back losses at home.
Yeah, I got Sharks as well. Titans versus Sea Eagles.
Yeah, Sea Eagles. Too many outs for the Titans team. I like betting them at big odds, but Jaden Campbell, he's another terrorist. Okay.
Yeah, I've got Sea Eagles as well. Chaz's Knights versus Zeke's Roosters.
Oh, Roosters.
Bondi Baddies, baby. Hugo Sam Walker's back.
Yeah.
So what?
And he used to be a Knight, right? Or he used to be in there,
Who?
Sam Walker, wasn't he? Did he play over there?
No, he was in the coming. He was up in Queensland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've got the Roosters for that as well. Next game, Cowboys at home versus Dolphins.
I'm going Dolphins.
Yeah, I got Dolphins to win and likely cover.
I've got Dolphins as well. Rabbitohs versus Doggies. It's in the round.
Doggies.
Doggies, yeah. Away game, but it's at their home, so
Yeah, I got Doggies, and I think we've got all favourites. Except for, chalky week this week.
all favourites and all away teams.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Warriors,
except for the Sharks.
Warriors
Warriors
They
got to
got
buy.
bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just, Chazzy, from a professional athlete's point of view, don't you find it weird how this is the only competition in the world where they
Yeah.
don't pause the middle of the season and just let all their best players go and, and they'll just play with a watered down
Team.
round or a few rounds of them. It's weird, eh? I don't know what they do with that. But
But
you can't change it, but
You
But
can't, yeah, 'cause it's
NRL
the
is also
format.
the most very unique. They're the only team, although sport I know, like the only comp where they play their biggest game during the season, and it's like, it's not a watered down all-star game or whatever.
it's
It's a physical, it's physical. It's the best game. It's the best product, and it's during the season.
broadcasting deal. That's the
Yeah.
No, but
biggest
it's
moneymaker.
awesome though. Like it's better.
Yeah.
I like it the way it's done rather than
Yeah,
3
like
games
the
at the end of the
all-star.
season.
Yeah.
I think it's the biggest moneymaker in Aussie sports.
Yeah. But I don't know. There's any other organized sport that does that. Like
Outside
that
of the
does.
season.
Yeah. Or during the season, multiple games, and it's like when they're doing it, people are always willing to play. Whereas other sports, guys are willing to take have a rest day and not suit
Not
up.
get picked, eh?
Yeah, they want to get picked, or they don't want to. They want to be in plain clothes watching it.
Sure, man, when you're getting paid $30K to play Origin for one game,
I thought it was 50K or something.
it should be. I think they're underpaid, compared to what the broadcasting money is.
Yeah.
And they're just about to sign a new deal.
And is there a win bonus as well?
I'm not too sure.
All right, let's do some betting, boys. Starting with Bring a Leg. Cheza, what do you got for us this week?
This week for multi boys, I got Mawini Hiroti, anytime try score 260. Roosters to cover -6.5 against the Knights, paying 190. Manly 13 plus against the Titans, 197. Blues win between 1 and 7, 540. Some big bets there, but
How many legs?
4 leg.
Do you know the combined odds?
Nah.
Chalana and D combine
No.
odds.
Nice, Cheza.
For mine, I got a 4 leg. It's paying $20.14. First off in what game's first? The Roosters Knights game. Mark, I'm going to give it a shot at this pronouncing his name. No, I'm not. Him to score $2.10. The Dolphins team total over 26.5. And then over to the UFC, Philip Rowe and Angelusa under 2.5 rounds. That's $2.90. And main event, Kamaru Usman and Jacqueline Buckley, $1.76 under 4.5. Sorry. So yeah,
I was Buckley, the African American dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
the guy that looks like he's bloody Mike Wazowski with his arms. But yeah, 4 legs, $20.14.
Sure, boys. This week for my multi, it's 5 selections, but it's actually just a 3-leg one with just a couple same game ones.
Copied my old mate.
Just to soften the blow. It's actually 3 legs.
So first up, I've got Shone Katoa, anytime try scorer, playing $1.75, and also the Sharks to win and cover the line, which is $1.91. I've got the Blues to cover as underdogs plus 6.5, $1.91, as well as the total combined points for that game under 49.5, which is also $1.91. And then I've got Brumbies to cover plus 10.5, $1.91, and also the Chiefs win, Imoni Narawa scoring a try at $1.95. So that's a combined odds of $42.90.
$42.90.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Thanks, Jules. All right, boys. Finally, our locks. The one that we all hit last week, except for Nate. Chazza, what do you got for us, brother?
I'm going DCE anytime try scorer, paying $4.40. Obviously dropped, playing against the bottom of the table. They lost last week, and I think somewhere in the middle, support play under the post.
I love that. So your locks are $4.40 try scorer, and it's DCE who's wanting to make a statement.
Yeah, that's me, bro.
Oh, I love that.
$4.40.
That's mean value, bro.
Is that on TAB?
Yeah, I think so.
Oof. Because I've seen him on
It's way less than
on the Green app.
Yeah.
He's $3.75.
He's a lot less. Oh, yeah. Nice, Jazza.
Mine is in the UFC again. I think I mentioned this fight in my multi. Phil Rowe and versus Angelusa. I've got Phil Rowe at $2.10. I think he should be the favourite here. I mean, Angelusa's the more stronger guy, and but like he'll get takedowns. But I just think, he won't do much with them. Phil Rowe will have the advantage on the feet. He's a longer guy, better jiu-jitsu. The only concern is he's a tall guy, so he's got the tall man defense. Got the chin up. But yeah, I think he wins this at a high clip. Oh well, compared to what the odds suggest anyway. Yeah.
So we've got two good value bets, and I'm rounding it out with meow one. I've got Jack Bostock, the Dolphins winger, anytime try score against the Cowboys. It's paying $1.87. I thought it would be a bit lower. Dolphins been rolling, and Cowboys have a lot of players out due to Origin, like Nanai, Dearden, Cotter, Reece Robson. I was hesitant to go with the minus 5.5 for the Dolphins, so I'll just do a bit safer with Bostock to hopefully score.
Bostock's good. I like that.
Just my team, bro. Just my team. Just a question. Did someone put some bets down but just took all our locks except for Nick? Is it?
Oh, Lanu.
That shit. Shout out to Lanu. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He took all our locks and he multied them together.
But he added a few of our multi-legs too, I think.
Yeah.
Because it was like 4 or 5 legs.
Yeah, I think he took what he liked and he made his own multi, but he definitely had none of Nate's picks in there.
Yeah.
And it won.
Smart man.
I think his bets were like, I think it was like 12 to
It would have
12
been
odds, something like that.
$12.
$12 odds.
Put $10 to 100 or something.
Yeah, shout out to the Uso Lanu.
I'll send through my bank account, bro.
Zeke, do we have any questions from our listeners?
Yeah, we do. We've got a couple here. First one. Chimes, who's your favourite Knicks player, past and present? I don't know if that means your favourite from the past or like overall.
Yeah. My favourite Knicks player from the past will be the first Knicks player that I really like watching, and that's why.
Back in the 40s.
Nah, it was John Starks. So John Starks.
Is it Iron Man?
Iron Man? Fuck. Tony Stark. Yeah, Tony. I know that. Yeah, John Starks. He was like a 6'3" point guard, shooting guard, hearty dude, really good defender, 3-point shooter, and he also dunked over Michael Jordan, the Bulls.
Was it Latrell Sprewell?
Yeah, he was me as well.
Is that the guy from the Jazz?
Who's that? Starks. I think he might have played 1 or 2 seasons right at the end of his career, but he was Knicks and played Golden State as well, I think. But yeah, I just loved how he played. Unfortunately, he had a really bad Game 7 when he just shot heaps of threes and they lost close, but he was just real bad and just clunking shots. But nah, that's still my guy, John Starks. Present player.
I know you want that Carl Anthony Towns, baby.
After all that. Nah, my current favorite player, honestly, he's not the best player on the team, but I just, and I like him as well as how he plays, is Josh Hart. So he's like, he either starts at shooting guard, power forward, or he comes off the bench. And I think he just his energy, and he's just funny as. So I'll go with him over Jalen Brunson.
I need to do some research into this guy.
They do a podcast together, though.
Yeah, they do a podcast. Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart.
Undercover guy. Hey,
he's researching. He's researching other picks.
NRL stuff.
Yeah, he's got the NRL. He's doing the podcast stuff too.
Host the show. Trying to take over Nate's role.
But I've sat. I'm usually on the little boy chair next to Nate, but I've sat in your chair when you were busy with family stuff. I sat in your chair when you were in Japan, and now I'm in Nate's chair while I got a family thing as well. So
he's just got to try Louis and
I'm
Tony's.
I'm gonna try, but I can never do Louis' chair because my cows ain't big enough, man. But I reckon I could do my Cambodian brother Tony's.
This one for me and Charlie. I think it's
the athletes one.
What rule would you introduce to make rugby better? And there's one for me for NRL as well.
What rule?
Or Samoan props $1 million.
I don't know. Hey, give me a minute. Right. Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Just think of something that you really hate seeing get blown, and then you're like, oh.
You know, like rucking. Bring back rucking.
Oh.
Wait, isn't that rock? What do you mean?
No, like the actual, like...
Oh, bro, hell yeah.
And you know, like even sprigs. Did they reduce the size of sprigs you could have?
Nah, they don't reduce them. They make sure it's not sharp.
Ah.
Yeah.
So back in the day, some old school like
Bro,
dirty players were sharpening
Village
them.
games rules over
no,
here,
they
bro.
were. I guess it's just like when you're walking on concrete, like in the stadiums, and you walk to the obviously club rugby and stuff. Sometimes you got to walk on the concrete, and if you're doing that constantly, you know how and people's feet are like on an angle, and then that's how the sprigs kind of go as well. And then if you're going into a game and you're rucking with those, bro, those could be, or even just like some of the new tempo ones, Mikey Tempo, those pointy little sprigs at the backs. Those backs that always slip over in the games and it pisses you off.
Bro, that's him. No socks, white boots.
Nah, not low socks. Nah.
There's true
No
socks.
King, man.
Yeah, probably something like that. Just, bro, I'd love to see. I don't know if I'll make our game better, but just bring back the old scrums where you like really
Actually,
launch
scrum,
into, like, when you really launch in, and it's not just like.
Has there ever been fun scrums? Sorry, this is talking to a prop. Do you get pissed off seeing league scrums?
No, I think it's
league scrums are the most waste of time thing ever in the game, bro.
I like it because it makes more room for the outside.
Yeah, and that's what it's for. They don't want to lose that. And that's what rugby is as well. Like you need that. Like that's a different type of set piece that you want to get, so that your boys can play off the back of it. Yeah, I don't think there's one that they've taken away and that I've enjoyed.
Yeah. I think for league, man, I think it's over officiated. I wouldn't want any more rules. I think take some rules away. Like it's kind of ruined the game, eh? Like just as little time as possible where you can just have no refereeing or TMOs or whatever it is.
It's funny. I remember when did they get rid of the 2 ref thing? How
a few years ago. Maybe.
What did they say? It wasn't working.
I think they were just getting in the way of each other.
Yeah.
See,
and it's
too
just
many.
Interpretation,
So one guy will blow something, but the other guy will be calling something else. So
I'll probably be the same, bro. That too. And like some of the tries now, like they can go back like 15 phases.
Yeah, there should be a max on how many.
Except for when the Blues play, then they get cancelled straight away. Bro, who are some of the hardest scrummages you went up against?
Oh, bro, everyone's.
I think we answered this when you were away, Docs.
I always see the Crusaders. They were always.
Besides them, though, like some international dudes or something.
Oh, some of the RG boys, South African boys, Beast. You know, when they. I don't know. I wouldn't even know
that's a Beast. Yeah.
But they always, whenever he carries a ball, the whole crowd goes Beast.
Yeah.
Probably him. Cyril Bale, the French guy, and then
Sarah Islaho, he asked us if you could have any guest on here, who would it be? Any guest? I think maybe let's do sports. We'll stick with sports because I might go full Trump mode. We'll cut that out.
Nah, keep it in. Oh, sports guest. Who would I have? Chazza, you got anyone?
Willie Mason.
Willie Mason?
Oh. Yeah.
He'll be funny as.
Yeah, just
he's good, bro.
He's straight up on the stage.
That's the only time I liked the league scrum was when he's mic'd up and he was giving banter in the league scrum. He was just like saying, "Oh mate, you're too small to be a front rower."
Yeah, if you're like like someone that's just starting out and like something like this, a podcast, he's like a good guy to listen to. He's just himself.
Yeah. Tongan, bro.
Yeah, but I guess you can carry yourself like that when you're a legend, eh? I would probably be Craig Jones. He's the best Australian jiu-jitsu guy. He's a UFC coach now. He's the man. He's hilarious. Yeah.
I would actually say he's never be one of my favorite fighters, but I just think he'll be hilarious. It will be Conor McGregor.
Oh yeah.
You guys want to go do Easter at the back, eh?
Yeah, bro. I reckon it'll be a fun ass interview in this. Yeah, cool to ask questions, hang out with.
Some guy goes, wait, what's his name? That's a bit disrespectful. Oh, Tony Long. I think he's from Avondale. I see you guys. A lot of you guys are foodies in the crew. I think he means we're overweight.
Kind of.
What would be your last meal before your deathbed or before you die?
Bro, like as much as I love, no, wait, no,
We'll go like a
seriously.
national cuisine.
No, you like, bro, because this is, you know how we love our food, bro, and all that stuff. My death row meal, or my last meal would actually be just kale moa, bro. But my mum or grandma, salmon chicken curry, bro.
Cute, bro.
No, that's not because that was my favorite meal as a kid, and I loved it as a kid. And then
Lebanese food, bro.
Oh yeah, like,
Bro, Lebanese or Greek, like.
But I reckon like
Mediterranean.
salmon chicken curry, like it's not even spicy. It's just basic as, but that always brings me home.
Yeah, I know what I mean.
I'll be the same, bro.
And I love rice. Rice is number one, man.
Yes, Kim Ford's failed, bro.
There's a reason why I saw the nutritionist every week, bro. Mine would be Lucipi or something like that. Lupovi or something like that.
I love that.
Yeah, bro.
We'll go, bro. Tonga's got better food than salmons, eh?
Bro. But you know what I like? So you know the salmon style
Well,
with
we
their...
a sports thing or
Hey, man, you started it, bro. You know how the salmon with like their luau, right? Like I reckon if you combine the way that salmons do it, but then just add the Tonga style of meats.
Bro.
Like, because the luau is nice with Tongas, but it's not as nice as salmon style. Salmon style, I think, just use a bit more coconut cream. It's a bit saltier. Yeah, it's how and like so you combine the salmon style leaves, the kasari leaves,
Bro, you
but
know
then get the
white
Tonga
listeners
meat.
have checked out.
Do we have any? Bro, my missus, why she doesn't listen to this, bro.
Yeah, she has to hear enough of you at home, bro. But last one. If you were a fighter, what song would you walk out? Let's go first. One that comes off your.
What would you say? What song?
What would be the first song? First song that comes to your mind that you would make as your walkout song?
Prince, Little Red Corvette.
I thought you'd be like a Can't Be Touched.
Roy Jones. Nah, any song by Prince, I reckon.
What? Bro, you gotta put the crowd to sleep before your opponent.
I don't care, man. That's all I like.
Bro, I don't know, bro.
Come on, Jazza.
Bro, I haven't got no music. I don't even have Spotify on my phone, bro.
Actually? So you don't listen to any music on your phone?
Nah, bro. My wife is the DJ in my family, bro.
Hey.
Yeah.
Bit of
Do you
DJ
have any
noise.
favorite artists growing up?
Nah, not really, bro.
Nah, you hated music.
What, so you know before a rugby game, like a big game, would you listen to music or not?
Nah.
Hey.
Is that like a 7-day adventure thing?
I was always, I just play games, bro. Like if I had like chess or
Oh, chess.
Candy Crush.
I was about to say Candy Crush, but you hit me with chess first.
Whatever it is, I was on my phone, I'll just jam it.
Okay.
Just to keep your mind busy.
Yeah.
But
I think that's why he's got houses and I got mine.
It's just, I don't know. I grew up, obviously I grew up and I wasn't really into the music scene, but then when I come through Auckland Rugby, we had a guy that wouldn't let us play music in the gym.
Yeah.
Holy, was this Alcatraz?
Yeah, and the boys hated it, bro. But me, I didn't like it. I enjoyed it because it's, like sometimes you're doing like all these big lifts and stuff. It's just about in your head, what's in your head, like your self-talk.
But you would have suited the Crusaders, bro.
Bro, I reckon I would, bro. Because I was a real, like the way I played like Flash, like I played Flash, but I was a very detailed person. Like, when you say, you got to try and do this way, but I always like to break it down, and my wife breaks my wife because I keep asking like stupid questions, but I need to understand what she's talking about. Yeah. So I just keep asking until I understand, and that's how I was in rugby, bro. Just
that's cool.
And I reckon that's why kind of I went so far in rugby. Yeah. Because I always did my job in rugby, and then once you know your job, you do your job, then you get to add all the side steps, the fins,
because that's really cool that's actually how you approach the game. Because looking back, when I used to watch you, I would have thought you were more of like the athlete sort of prop, like I guess seeing that you're actually more technical and you're a guy that did a lot of study. That's really cool. Yeah. But you're always a better ball runner than most other props, man.
But that was just from my league side. I grew up playing league, so I enjoyed taking. So obviously I started at number 8, and then obviously too much
hit the Tongan food,
and then you come to the front row. So it's just how it is. And I don't think I ever lost the running part or the defense part, but you just got pushed into props. Yeah.
No.
How about you, bro?
I always said I'll go for something by our boy Hooligan Hefs.
Yeah.
Bad girls want to party.
Yeah. Bro, the thing about you is that
anyway, that's the show. Thanks, boys.